Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to break down the composition of the Mambo drone that you will be getting in your kits today. If you get instead this drone, it's very similar. It has a lot of the same logic. The only difference is uh, the control board, but we will go into that difference in a minute. Okay, the point of this is to learn the different parts of a Mambo, uh, or this version of it, which is a earlier prototype. Uh, there are basically these are the main components, right? We have the printed circuit board, which is a combination of your flight controller, your antenna, your electric speed controller, and all that. It's inside. We have the central body or airframe. We have the motors. Okay, and you have four of them. Two of them go clockwise and two of them go counterclockwise. You have two propellers, right? And likewise, two of these propellers go clockwise and two of these propellers go counterclockwise. You have your body cover to help protect everything. You have your holes, which for me is these right here, like this. The parent Mambo has smaller holes that attach to each individual motor versus these that attach to the pair. But they're basically these what they call holes. I like to refer to them as prop guards. And the whole purpose of it is so that when these are flying without them, your finger can hit the blade very easily and you can get cut up and scratched. But with these, with the holes, prop guards on, they'll help protect it. Okay, and then lastly, you have your battery. Now, they're either going to be a pair like this, or they're going to be four individual ones. Okay, and how they attach. The smaller ones attach to these little bumps right here. These bigger ones attach on top of the motor, to the top of the motor, like so, and they kind of grip underneath like that. Okay? And that's how you put on these prop guards. And again, the Mambo ones actually attach to these little bumps on here instead, but it's a very similar concept. Okay? Now, these props go clockwise and counterclockwise. They like to label them A and C. As clockwise or anti-clockwise, I believe that is because this is from a foreign country, and that's how they refer to it in that particular country. Now, a couple ways to keep track of which one's which. One of the ways is if you line the two blades up together, they're going to slope downward together. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. The other way is if you look at where the blade lifts up, that's the part that it's rotating. So for example, this right here is the high side of this blade, so it's going to rotate in this direction. And then on this blade, let me take the prop guard off so you can see it easier. And for example, on this blade, if you look at it very carefully, you see it sloping like this. Sorry, my finger's a little bit. You can see it sloping in that direction, so that's the way it's going to go. Okay? And you want these blades spinning inwards at all times. They spin into the plane. The other way they say it is you can want your blades to kind of swoop away from the plane. So if you're in the front, they swoop this way. If you're in the back, they'll swoop downwards towards the back. It's just another way to think about it. So hopefully that kind of clarifies things a little bit. The motors, the clockwise motors, are going to have the red and black wiring, whereas the counterclockwise motors are going to have the black and white batteries, black and white lines, and that's how you tell them apart. So it's very important you keep track of your motors. If you have a pack that has either four red, if you have either four red wire motors or four white wire motors, let me know immediately. And it's because there was an error in the shipping, and we will get that fixed and straightened out for you. Your battery is just your basic Mambo battery. It works for all the Mambos, the other prototypes. They're all the same. It takes approximately 30 minutes to charge it and lasts 8 to 10 minutes of flight time. So they do last a lot longer than racing batteries, that's for sure. That's your central body and airframe. It's what your whole machine is built upon. These are your covers. They go on the outside. It's the last thing you put on when you're putting this together. A lot of these just kind of pop off. So they just kind of pop on and pop off. This one has these particular black pieces that go like this, and you just kind of, you'll see these little nubs here, and these just slide right onto the nubs. Okay, so that's how you put on the motor, or on the shields. The most important part is the circuit board. Okay, if you got the Mambo, it kind of curves up if you have, because that piece is has electricity running through it. It can actually process it, so process information. These unfortunately do not. So what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of pop it in. I will go over this in detail, and we will do that together when we actually pop these pieces in. And on a closer look, you can see the different parts to it. We got the vertical camera here. We have the motor connectors over here. Now, this is the most important thing I want to point out, and I want to kind of zoom in on this. Okay, I want you to notice that this motor from the back plugs into the front. And then this motor from the front, and let me change the color. This motor that is from the front, so it's coming from over here, plugs into the back one. Okay, the wires are switched where you plug them in. Okay, they crisscross when you plug them in, and that is probably one of the most common issues that have happened with that. That if you do not plug them in the correct order, your drone's going to flip out. So again, the back ones, these wires crisscross when they get plugged in. Okay, that's what it looks like when it's put all together. And those are just the different parts of the Mambo. So hopefully that you found that in video intuitive and instructive. I will, when we go to actually build this, we'll build this together in class, and so there's no confusion. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.